Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome again to another mentoring and coaching session. I've got a lot of exciting things for you today. I've got a very special download for you, and I know you're going to really enjoy it. It's about, I think it lasts 4 or 5 hours. I can't remember how long it actually lasts for, but it's a presentation by Brian Tracy, sorry, and it's available on Amazon if you want to go and buy it, but I'm going to give it you free download. Let me just see if I can find it. Let me get out of there, and if we go, let's just see. I think that's it. There it is. That should be showing up on your screen. That's what you've got. It's the Luck Factor by Brian Tracy. If you buy it there, I think it comes in 6 CDs, but you're going to get it all in one zip file, and it's terrific educational stuff. So I'm going to give you that at the end. So that's something to look forward to. So that's what your download is going to be today. The main one anyway. I've got another one for you which I want you to download. Well, when I've gone through the first steps, because you perhaps won't be able to see what I've got on my screen. It's going to be a little bit too much or not too much. There's too much information there, perhaps, for it to show up. So here we go. Anyway, we're going back. You're here because the title of this webinar is The Easy Success System. Okay? And so let's move on to the next slide. Well, I'm sorry, but success is not easy, and it's certainly not for the lazy. So anybody that tells you that you're going to get rich overnight by buying their product and pushing a few buttons is not telling the truth. There are systems available, and we'll get into those that can do things. But there is hope. Hope isn't, oh, I hope I can be successful. That's wishing. That's not hoping. When I was looking for hope online, I saw this and I thought it was rather nice, helping other people everywhere. I think that's an amazing and wonderful sentiment. And if you live by that, it will provide you with everything that you want in life. But hope is the fact that it is possible. It's possible for everybody to be far better than they are currently. Most people never even reach 5% of their potential. If you could reach just 50% of your potential, you would have everything you want in life and more, and still have 50% to achieve. And that's the fact that there's hope. You have the potential, it's there. All you've got to do is unlock it. And there are systems to help you, but I'm not talking about these hyped up systems, instant cash plug-in, automatic profits, press this button, give me your money now, and you'll be making a fortune, and false screenshots and actors, half nude in bubble baths and all this sort of stuff. That's not what it's about. That is not what it's about. I'm talking about real systems that allow you to relax. They take the stress out of what you're doing. You still have to have some sort of input. There are completely done for you systems. They're never going to get you rich, but they are a great way forward. They are something that you can take and use to just take the stress out of your life, to start bringing in some cash so that you're not always worrying about how much am I going to have to pay for this and where's that going to come from and how am I going to make ends meet, because so there are real systems available, and this is becoming more popular, and there are more available online now than ever before. And there aren't that many of them that I've found, but there are probably half a dozen or so that I could recommend. The one that I think is the best for people is one that I administer. These systems that are done for you and generate you income automatically regardless of what you do are not $7 systems or $37 systems. You have to invest more money in them. But a good system like the one I administer, you pay so much, you know what your costs are, you can say, okay, they're going to be $5,000 and that is it. I'm never going to have to dip in my pocket ever again for anything. That's going to cover everything. Okay. It may not be $5,000. That's just a ballpark figure. The system I administer is less than that. You're looking probably at just under $2,000 for the one I administer, and that'll cover everything that you're doing. And it's going to get you going. But so there are real systems out there that'll allow you to relax so that you're not always chasing. Because if you're chasing, people are going to run away from you. I don't know whether you've ever had a puppy and you let the puppy go in a field and you call it and it don't want to come back to you. It's time for you to go home. It doesn't want to come. You call it and it won't come. So you run after it and it just runs away. It's a game for it. It just runs away chasing. But if you turn around and say, oh, that's it, stay here if you want, I'm off, and you start moving in the other direction, then the puppy starts to chase you. And in business life, it's the same. If you're chasing and you're coming from that point of need, people will sense it. They'll sense that you are just looking at them as a dollar amount. But if you have the ability to just sit back and relax and know that a system is doing a lot of the work for you, that you are learning the ropes and still making a little bit of money while you're learning and covering your costs, then that's what I'm talking about as a real system. And there are gurus out there that can help you, and not this guy. I'm in a Ferrari, so buy my ebook now. You've seen these. This is my mansion. 3 months ago, I was in a bankruptcy court and we were living in a chicken shed, and you know the stuff. And now look at me. I've got this big oceanfront mansion and my private planes over here and the Ferrari. And these are all nonsense. They are rented. They're there. They are usually actors. You can tell they're actors. I mean, they're word perfect in what they say and they do. There's no hesitation. They've learnt the script and they know what they're saying. So we're not talking about this type of what I call false gurus. What I'm talking about are real mentors, people that have already climbed the hill, that have got success behind them, that know what it is to make money online, and they're prepared to say, okay, I'll give you a hand up. They're not going to do it for you. They're just going to explain what you need to be doing, try and give you the background about things, talk about the things that you need to put in place to be successful, to get up that hill with them. Because climbing hills isn't easy, especially when you're starting out. Everybody's sort of, if you imagine the hill as being just a single hill, and all around the bottom there are brambles and thorns and thistles and nettles, and everybody's walking round this hill in ever wearing the path round and round the bottom, because they're looking for an easy path through this, and there isn't one. You've got to bite the bullet. You've got to say, okay, I know I'm going to get stung and prickled and I'm going to have to fight my way through, but you want to be up there, up above the clouds, standing in the sunshine, looking down on all these people that are going round and round looking for the easy path. So you've got to do it. You've got to go say, okay, I'm prepared for it. I'm going through. I'm going to push my way through all these brambles, nettles, and everything else. And you're not going to give up. You're going to make sure that you get through them until they start getting less and less, and you get out onto the grass, and then it's just a case of climbing a steep grassy hill. You're not going through those nettles and brambles, so it's getting easier, but you're still climbing up this steep grassy hill until you can stand on the top and you say, right, I made it. And that's what a real mentor will do. They're not going to hide those brambles from you. They're not going to say they don't exist. They're going to say, you've got to get through them, and I'll help you by teaching you the best way to do things. Not, I'm in a Ferrari, buy my book. But I want you to understand, and this is a warning I give. I do coaching. I decided I wasn't going to do this once I got out of my offline business. I used to do coaching and training, particularly in retail sales for businesses. And I thought, well, okay, I'm not going to do this, but I do some one-on-one coaching again now. It's not $30, you know. We're talking commitment of cash, because it's my personal time one-on-one, and I value that time very highly. And unless you value it equally highly, you're not going to get anything out of it. But this is a warning that I give to anybody before they even get to find out more about things. I say, understand that there is no system existing that will make you rich, and there's no mentor, including me, who can make you rich. The only person that can make you rich is yourself. Okay? A good system will help if you use it, and a good mentor will help if you apply what they teach. But ultimately, your success or failure is in your own hands. And so you've got to be aware of that. If it is to be, it's up to me. And when I was looking for something for this, I found this, and I thought this was very, very neat too. I always wondered why somebody didn't do something about that. Then I realized I am somebody. Okay? You have the ability to change things, particularly to change yourself, to change your life, but it is up to you. There's nobody that can do that for you. And people look at people and they say, oh, he was lucky. He was lucky. This is luck. And luck comes into it to an extent sometimes, but Brian Tracy says that I found that luck is quite predictable. If you want more luck, take more chances, be more active, and show up more often. I think it was Gary Player as well. It was told, you know, he was pretty lucky with his bunker shots, because quite often he was not only getting out of the bunker, but holding his pots in golf, his shots. So he was getting into bad positions, hitting a shot, and not just getting out of the difficult position, but it was actually going down the hole. And somebody said to him, you know, you're getting pretty lucky with this. And he said, yeah. He said, I agree, very lucky. He said, and you know what I found? The more I practice, the luckier I get. And so there is an element of luck. Luck is there, but it is predictable. And as Brian Tracy says, if you want more luck, you've got to take more chances. Being an entrepreneur is about taking risks. It's not about the safe route. It's not about walking round the well-trodden path at the bottom of the hill and saying, I'm not going through those brambles. It's about saying, look, I know I'm going to get my clothes ripped, I'm going to get nettled, I'm going to get stung. It's not going to be easy, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay? And that's what it's about. And that's not really what I wanted to talk to you about today anyway, but I got into this because I was wondering what people are really looking for. And what I'm going to talk to you about today is a couple of things, really. Currently, I'm building a course that is teaching people how to find people to talk to, and having found them, to build a relationship with them. And a couple of the students that are on that course have said things like, yeah, but you're just giving things away, and you've not told me how I can promote this particular opportunity. You've not told me what I should be doing or saying to get people to sign on the dotted line here. Once you know how to meet people, how to get into conversation with them, how to build rapport with them, and you can do all those three things, you can sell them anything you want. That's what the course is about. It's not about promoting this business or that business. It's about how do you do that? How do you get people, get into conversation with them, build rapport? Because once you've done that, then you're in a position where they will treat seriously any recommendations that you make. And when I talk about building rapport, it's not discussing what you had for breakfast with the guy, you know, or what you're going to do for your holidays or things like that. Building rapport in this sense is about establishing a relationship where the person you're talking to understands that you are an expert that can help them with what they want. Whatever it is, whether they want to be fitter, healthier, have more girlfriends, have more boyfriends, get into a good relationship, get rid of some ailment, pain, make money, whatever it may be, you have to establish the rapport in a way that they understand that you are an expert that can help them get where they want to go. And that's what we're talking about in building rapport. And once you've done that, you've established that relationship, then it doesn't matter what it is you're selling, they will look at it. Not everybody will buy it all the time, you know, I mean, but if you've got 1,000 people there and they're all interested in the same thing, whether it be, I don't know, scuba diving, and you say, okay, I've got this great new valve for putting it on top of your air cylinder, which will do X, Y, Z. And it's better than the one you've got for these reasons. Then out of those 1,000, most of them will look at it and evaluate it. And you can bet, if you've built a good relationship, that you will get a lot of people buying it. And it's the same. It doesn't matter what you're selling. It doesn't matter what it is. What you're selling isn't important. Who you're selling to, why you're selling, is what's important. You're selling something to solve somebody's problem. And until you've built that relationship, they won't tell you what their problem is. And once they've told you what their problem is, then you have to come up with a solution because you're the expert. Make sense? I hope so, because that's what it's about. Now, What I want to talk to you about today particularly as well is I'm going to display this offer here. Now this isn't the book that you're getting here. This is an ad that was run to sell this book. This book, I'm not sure when it was first published. I bought it probably about 1960. No, a bit later, mid-60s probably. And it's the first making money book I bought. I had a diploma in business. I'd been through a business course that was supposed to tell you all you needed to know about business. 5 years study and exams on accountancy and economics and all sorts of things that are of no use whatsoever to you once you get into the big wide world. And this was one of the first books, the first book in fact, that I bought. I was looking for it today and I can't find it. I'm not sure where I've put it. But what's important, this is the advertising for this book. And if you download that now, you will see a masterpiece of copywriting. I'll put it up on screen, he said, looking for it. Okay. It should be up on your screens now. But I put the download in there in case you couldn't read it on the screen, because I know that particularly if you're looking at this on a laptop or something, it'll be very difficult to read. I've got it on a big screen and it's still not great to read. But there are two things I want to point out about this. First of all, the name of the book itself, The Lazy Man's Way to Riches, is in itself a masterpiece. Because it's what people are looking for. And that's why people buy all these shiny objects online, because they're looking for the lazy man's way to riches. And that's why these push button systems are selling. People are looking for the lazy man's way to riches. But this advert, in fact, that I've given to you to download, was written before the book. He wrote the ad, he wrote all the copy for the ad to see if there was a demand for the book. And boy, was there a demand. I can't remember how many million copies he's sold, but he's dead now, Joe Carbo. Somebody else has bought the rights to his book, and I think it's been sort of republished with extra bits of information in it. But he sold and made millions of dollars from this book. And he advertised in Time magazine, all the best magazines, right across the board, newspapers, everything. And this particular advert is one that was in Time magazine. And if we analyze it a little bit, it's got a great headline. Are you too busy earning a living to make any money? I mean, that attracts people, particularly people that maybe had Time magazine. These were busy executives and people that were involved in high income jobs quite often, people that were reading Time magazine. And this was emphasizing the point that time is important. Are you too busy earning a life to make any money? Okay, so this is grabbing their attention. They know they're working long hours. They might be making a reasonable income, but this is something that captures their imagination. And then he gets into his list of problems. Now, he doesn't say these are your problems. He said, look, I had these problems. I remember when this. I remember when that. I remember. And after each of them, he says, but now, but now, but now, but now. Okay. I remember when I lost my job because I was head over heels in debt, and my lawyer told me the only thing I could do was declare bankruptcy. He was wrong. I paid off every dime. Now I have $1 million line of credit. Things like this. So he puts the problems up there. He's not there. In an ad like this, he can't talk to you and say, what problems have you got? What are you finding difficult? And then he puts in social proof. There's proof here from people and magazines and things. Social proof, testimonials. And so I'm going to ask you to send me something. I don't need money. $10 to be exact. Okay, this is what he sold the book for at this time, $10. Can't remember what I paid for it. Long time ago. Why? Because I want you to pay attention, and I figure that if you've got $10 invested, you'll look over what I send you and decide whether or not to send it back or keep it. And I don't want you to keep it unless you agree it's worth at least 100 times what you invested. Okay, he's going to give you a guarantee here. He's saying, okay, send me $10 for the book. I'm going to send you the book. If you don't like it, send it back and I'll give you your money back. Okay, cast iron guarantees. He's taking the risk out of everything. And he goes through it, and there's more social proof in there. There are lots of testimonials. And here it goes. This is sort of clinches. So it's up to you. A month from today, you can be nothing more than 30 days older. Or you can be on your way to getting rich. You decide. That is very, very powerful. It's talking about, it's getting people to think, well, where am I going to be in 30 days' time? Am I going to be in the same position? A month from today, you can be nothing more than 30 days older. Or you can be on your way to getting rich. You decide. And I suggest that that's something, whatever you're selling, you can use that. You can paraphrase that. If you're people don't like making decisions. They're not good at making decisions. You say to somebody, would you like a cup of coffee? They don't say yes or no. They say, are you making one? I'll have one if. They don't like making decisions. You've got to put things into a situation where they've got to understand that they need to decide now. The wisest man I ever knew told me something I never forgot. Most people are too busy earning a living to make any money. Don't take as long as I did to find out he was right. Okay? I'll prove it to you. Send in the coupon now. I'm not asking you to believe me. Just try it. If I'm wrong, all you've lost is a couple of minutes and a postage stamp. Okay? That's his guarantee, and that's his clincher. He's saying, okay, this is what you do. Send it in now. And that's it, really. Sorry, no cash on delivery. So you send him your $10, he sends you your book. And if you return your material for any reason within that time, not sure what the time limit is now, 30 days I think it is somewhere. That's it, 31 days. What have I got to lose? Send me the lazy man's way to riches, but if I don't deposit my check or money order for at least 31 days after it's in the mail. If I return your material for any reason within that time, return my uncashed check or money order to me. Okay, so he's saying, I'm not even going to cash your check. It's not going to come out of your bank account. I'm going to send you the book. You have it. If I've not received the book back from you in 30 days, I'm going to cash your check. Okay, it's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece and made millions of dollars. And as I say, he was flooded with orders before he actually wrote the book because he did this. So I've given you that. I want you to having downloaded it, be able to take it, read through it, pick the points out, just see what there is in there. Look at how this is crafted, because if you could write copy like this, you can make as much money as Joe Carbo did, and he made millions of dollars in the days when $1 million was a lot of money. I know that a lot of you now, probably on this webinar, have got a total income, not a total income necessarily, a wealth of $1 million or more, or approaching that anyway. I mean, if you own a house and a car and a holiday home, and you know, the all things that they add up, you put them all down and you say, oh yeah, that's so many 100,000 here and so many 100,000 there, and it adds up. And but in the days we're talking about here, $1 million was a lot of money. And so that's the first thing I wanted to give you. The book itself was perhaps my first introduction to mindset training, because he talks a lot about getting the right frame of mind. And it is important. If you don't have the right mindset, you're going to be struggling. You're not going to make it through all those thistles and nettles to get into the easier patches. But some of the things that I remember, I can't find the book, as I say, but I do have some notes on it. And because I like to take notes, I don't often read them, but when I'm writing things, I remember them better, and I keep them, and occasionally I go through them. And Joe Carbo talks about building excitement, the excitement of a person purchasing something, and the anticipation of that is what people love. People love to imagine what these products are going to do for them. They say, oh yeah, that's great. I'll get that because it'll do that for me. And that's why his ad was so effective, because he didn't talk about what was in the book. He said very little about it. All he talked about was the secret he was going to unveil. And whatever you're selling, you need to stand out and get your prospects' attention, because the one who gets the most attention gets the buyer. And then you've got to offer so much value that it's impossible to turn down. If you look at his ad, Carbo says, for the cost of this book and in very little time, you can become very, very rich. Okay, that's brilliant, because who in their right mind wouldn't want to have something that could do this? And the price of the book, just $10. And I think on the book's cover, he puts $1,000 as the price, and he says, you know, this is what it's worth. That's not what I'm charging you. I'm only charging you $10. He offers an amazing guarantee, which eliminates all the risk. Okay, absolutely takes the risk out of it. He's not even going to cash your check. And then you've got to listen to your customers. Carbo was very strong on this. He was all about listen to what they say, listen to what they are interested in, what they want. And you've got to identify with the buyer. If you look at his ad, there's a lot of text there, but he refers to himself. He comes over as just a regular guy. I'm like you. I had all these problems. I had this problem. I had that problem. I had this problem. Okay. And from the way he describes that, you can imagine him. And you can imagine that he's like you. And then he found this secret that would enable people to uncover the secrets that he'd found to change his life around. I mean, and he advertised, as I say, this advert that you're looking at is from Time magazine. He advertised in Popular Science, all sorts of places where you wouldn't expect to see a rich, quick book being sold. But he did it in such a way that he attracted the people from those. His headline would always be targeted at the market that he was looking at. And he said, take action. And this is important. You've got to have strong action. Take action. And he did. A lot of people, particularly in those days, would have waited for the publishers to say, yeah, okay, I'll publish this book for you. Not Joe Carbo. He self-published the book, wrote his own ads, and mailed the books out himself. If you wait for things to happen, the chances are they won't happen. Carbo took action, he did it himself, and that book made him millions. And it would probably never even have been published if he'd not taken action himself. To self-publish today is much easier. There are Kindle books, you can upload them, and you can make more on a book than having a book published. The advantage of being published is a publisher will normally say, okay, we're going to put 1 million books out there and we're going to give you 75 cents or $1 on the book sale or whatever it is. So it's a massive amount, because they're going to put these books out, they're going to put them out into all these wholesalers and big bookstores and things. The difference with Kindle is you make more if you can put a book up there on Kindle that sells for can't remember the pricing now. I think, you know, if you put a book on for like $3, $2.99. I think my books are selling at $2.99, and you make something like $2 on each sale. But you've got to promote the book yourself, and there are ways of doing that. But once it gets selling, once you start getting sales in, then Amazon say, oh, this book's making us money, and they start to promote it as well, and it'll appear on the little bits at the bottom of people that bought this also like this, and so on and so forth. You've seen them, I'm sure. So once you get it rolling, Amazon will start promoting things for you. So advertising, copywriting is what I wanted to cover in general, and what what I'm wondering now, if you've got any questions on what we've covered so far, because I want to move into a slightly different topic about things that influence people. But I want to just check that we've covered things so far. If you've needed to take notes, then fine. As I say, I always recommend that you take notes, even if you don't read them, because when you're writing things down, it helps it to sink in. If I'm at seminars, I'm writing all the time. Half the time I can't read it when I come back to it if I want to. But somebody asked me a question. What what was that part he was talking about there? And I can virtually repeat it word for word because I've been writing about it. I've been taking notes. I've been saying, oh, you know, putting down the highlights of things, and it impresses it on my mind. So always write things down. There isn't a better way to impress things on your mind. I want to show you something else. If you've been around with me for a while, you've probably seen this before, but I have books like this. I've got hundreds of them, and they're full of lines and lines and lines. And I write a page in this book every day. So I don't know whether you can see this, but the 7th of the 9th is, I don't know. 7th of the 9th is tomorrow, and it's blank because we're not there yet. But the 6th of the 9th and the 5th of the 9th and the 4th and the 3rd, and they're all filled up. And they're all filled up with what my goals are. It's a condensed two lines condensed, which covers what I am doing, where I am going, and what it's all about. There we go. And I've been doing these books for years, and they get me where I want to go. And I know I've told other people to start doing this, and some of them start it, and they start doing it, and then after a while they say, oh, this is taking me half an hour every day, and I've not, you know, I've been doing it for 6 weeks and I still haven't got my Ferrari. You've got to do it forever, and as you reach a goal, you put in a new one. A new bit goes in there. It's ongoing. You start drifting off the personal development, and you'll find that you're drifting off in other areas too. And sooner or later, you're not doing anything. You've got to keep strong with your personal development. That is the most important thing, because it'll drive the rest of your business. If you've got 3 hours a day, I spend at least 2 hours a day on personal development. If you've got 3 hours a day, spend 2 of them on personal development and an hour on money-making projects. Okay, not on reading your emails, not on seeing what people are saying on Facebook, but on actually placing ads or making sales, talking to people, writing copy. And when you write it, it doesn't have to be perfect, because it's never going to be perfect, but you're going to keep adjusting it, and it's going to get better and better and better as time goes by. It's never going to be perfect, so don't expect it to be perfect when you start. The important thing is write it, get it out there, get the results. What are the results? How can I improve them? Okay, that's what it's about. That's what being in business is about. Taking action, looking at the results. How can I improve them? It's a simple process. Take action, examine the results. How can I improve them? And that is all any successful entrepreneur does. Got a question here from somebody. You mentioned affiliate marketing with Amazon. Should we take this full on for extra income? It doesn't matter what you promote. Amazon is pretty good. You can make very good money promoting Amazon products. But to do it, you've got to spend time becoming good at doing it. You can't expect to sign up as an Amazon affiliate, put a few adverts out for a few products and make an income from them, or a good income. You mean you might get some cash in or whatever. Like anything else, you've got to take action, look at the results, think, how can I improve them? And the more you do that, and the longer you're in it, and the more you're focused on it, the better it'll be. If Amazon is going to be sidetracking you from what you want to be doing, then don't do it. If you're going to focus on Amazon as a main thing, and you're going to make Amazon work for you and make hundreds and thousands of dollars from being an Amazon affiliate, then focus on that and get good at it. It can be a full-time income, but it won't happen like that. You can't just go to Amazon and get your affiliate links and spam them out in a few places and think you're going to make sales. The best way to promote products on Amazon is to pick a niche, perhaps fishing. I don't know. I know nothing about fishing apart from the fact that it's an extremely popular hobby. So there are a lot of people out there that are interested in fishing. Okay, that makes sense. I'm sure there are lots and lots of products on Amazon for stuff involving fishing, books, tackle, whatever. How do you match the two up? I would suggest that what you need in the middle is a blog. So you need something really that you're interested in, because that way you can write articles on the blog, and you can write articles on the blog, and then you can promote Amazon products. And as you build a readership of your blog, people will see those products and you will start to see sales coming in. Is it going to happen overnight? No. To get a blog where you're getting thousands of visits a day, you're probably going to need 12 to 18 months of writing an article every day. Don't worry about SEO. SEO will take care of itself. SEO, if you're trying to game SEO, you're going to come unstuck, because unless you have all the time in the world, or you can afford to pay somebody to do it full time, as soon as you think you've got your blog somewhere great, it's on the first page of Google for fishing tackle for red-eared bream or what, I mean, I don't know. Google will change the algorithm and you'll be on page 1003. But if you're writing articles, fresh content on a daily basis, it doesn't need to be an awful lot of content, just write the content on a daily basis. Google start to recognize your blog. Oh, another one from this blog, another one from this blog. Updated content regularly, unique content. We like it. And you will start to see that your blog posts are getting on page 1 for certain search terms automatically. But you've got to keep doing it. So that's not a very quick answer to a quick question. So any more questions here? I've got, I don't know whether I showed you. Let's just show you the audio that I've got for you to download in a moment. It's not showing. Let me. Look. Well, this is it, I think. That's it. That's what I've got to download for you. You can go to Amazon and buy it. You might find it easier that way. It's in CDs, but I mean, I'm sure with modern technology you can upload your files to iPlayer or something and get them on your MP3. But if you buy it, it's $64.77. I don't know whether you can see that here. and it's a good book as well. I mean, if you like reading, I would recommend that you go and buy it to read. It's a great book, but it's in audio format, and I'm going to give it you to download. Okay, any more quick questions? How many attendees have we got in today? 17, not enough to give away any money. Once again, I did promote this very briefly about an hour before we came on. I just sent an email out, so a lot of people that I sent to won't have even opened their emails yet. I think I know most of you, so it's nice to see you guys. Nice to see you all, and I hope what you're getting here is useful. What I'm going to talk about now, I'm going to give you a sentence here that I suggest you write down. Because if you're in the business of sales, and if you've got a business, you're in the business of sales. I don't care what your business is. If you're not making sales, you've no business. So if you're in the business of sales, this sentence I'm going to give you now will help you change the way you see things, think about things, and advertise things and build your copy. Because building copy, whether it's verbal copy on a webinar or whether it's written copy in a sales page or whatever, you need copy. You need words that are going to make a difference. So here it comes. People will do anything. I hope you're writing this down. People will do anything for those who encourage their dreams. People will do anything for those who encourage their dreams, comma. Justify their failures, comma. Allay their fears, comma. Confirm their suspicions and help them throw rocks at their enemies. Okay, people will do anything for those who encourage their dreams, justify their failures, allay their fears, confirm their suspicions, and help them throw rocks at their enemies. And I will type that on a notepad for you as well. And then we come back to me, and if we look for that notepad, there it is. Don't know whether we can make that bigger. Is there a way of making that bigger? There probably is. Word wrap. Spell checks. Uppercase, lowercase. I don't know. Replace. Edit. I don't know. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. If there is, I don't know how to do it. I told you before, I'm not really very technical, and that should encourage you. You don't need to be technical. You don't need to have a lot of knowledge, a lot of background information, a lot of anything, except desire and a purpose and an intent. So people will do anything for those who encourage their dreams, justify their failures, allay their fears, confirm their suspicions, and help them throw rocks at their enemies. And if you read that and you think about some of the ads that you've seen, you will have seen things like, I believe in you. I know that you can have this lifestyle the same as me. I know that you have probably not achieved this yet, and that's not your fault, because the system is not designed to help you get to this point and have and live your dreams. But don't worry, allay their fears. But don't worry, because I know how you can make that breakthrough. And it's not really as difficult as people say it is. I'm going to show you the way that you can do this risk-free. Now I know, confirm their suspicions. Now I know that you probably think, oh, this is a more hype about get rich quick. And I can understand that, because I've been in your position where I've been sold a lot of rubbish in the past by these so-called gurus, throw rocks at their enemies. And that's why I want to hit back at them. I've understood that they are there just interested in picking your pocket, getting their hand into your wallet. And I want to put them out of business in the same way that you do. And the only way we can do that is by giving you this right information. Okay, so I'm sure you've heard adverts or seen adverts that go something along those lines. You encourage their dream, you justify their failure, you take away their fears, you confirm their suspicions, and then you help them throw rocks at their enemies. And if you can build that into your conversations, because there are people out there that, first of all, you talk to them about what are your dreams, what are your goals, okay? And you've got to find out what they are. You've got to find out what they are interested in, what motivates them. It's no good talking to them about having a speedboat if they hate the water and they get seasick and they're frightened of drowning. So it's oh, thanks Ramon for putting it there. I never even thought of putting it in the chat box. Okay, write it down though, pen and ink, pencil and paper, write it down, it'll sink in. So you find out what they want, and then you say, yeah, I can see why that would be important to you because of this and this. Is that right? You build it, and you say, yeah. And that's a great thought, a great dream, a great goal. And I'm sure you can get there. So what have you been doing in the past? Oh, well, and I've done, oh, yeah, I've been down that road as well. I know people don't give you all the information you need. They only give you half of it here and half of it there. And so you associate with them and you tell them, you know, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. Why are you 20 stone? You don't say, well, it's because you eat too much. You say, oh, I know, it's not your fault. It's bad information about this and that, and the way that the lifestyle is today, we've got to change that round. And yeah. And then you've got to find out what is stopping them. What is their fear, you know? What have you found that's stopping you so far? Oh, well, everybody's out to rip me off. Yeah, I know. I've been there, believe me. You know, whatever it is, you know, and you want to narrow it down as well. Have you got any other fears? Have you got any other problems? Is there any other obstacles stopping you getting where you want? And when you've got to the stage where they say no, and you've got a list of them, maybe 1, 2, 3, I don't know. There usually aren't that many. People don't have many things that are standing in the way. If we could overcome those, do you think that would be beneficial to you? Well, yeah, of course it would. Now, I know people have told you this before, confirm the suspicions. People have been selling, you know, you told me you bought some diet pills and they didn't work. You know, they never do. It's just a money-making racket from these drug companies. All they want is your money. They don't care. They'd rather you stayed fat, because that way you'll spend more money on the rubbish that they're putting out there. But I'm not into that sort of thing. I want to get rid of that. Allay their fears. Confirm their suspicions. And then say, you know, we're going to take action together, you and me, against this lot. We're going to together make that breakthrough. Okay? So that's what can do, and it's a very powerful sentence. So I hope that that's been good for you today. Have we got any more questions? I am going to put up, no, that's not what I want to do. Display it off. There we go. There, it's gone up now. There's your download. As I say, it's not in CDs. It's just one big MP. I think it's an MP4 file, actually. I think it's got a picture on it, but I mean, it doesn't move. It's not a video. So you treat it as an MP3, just an audio. Some great content in there. As I say, I can't remember how long it lasts now, but it's 4 or maybe even 6 hours in length. But you should be listening to at least 30 minutes of audio a day, or what 30 minutes of video. That's the same, video, audio. There are also some mind movies in the back office at sawwp.com, and they don't last very long. They last, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 minutes each. And I think there are 2. They're going to put another one in there. There's one on money, attracting money, and there's one on the spiritual side. And I would recommend that you watch those every day, twice a day. And I'm going to put one in on relationships. But you can get more from Mind Movies, and I think there's a link in there for that. And you can even build your own. So this will help you. If you listen 30 minutes a day, you'll finish it in a week or a little over a week, depending on how long it does. So as I say, I can't remember whether it's 4 or 6 hours or something like that. But it's quite extensive. Very good content. And you can always go out and buy the book as well. Any more questions? I will give it a minute or 2 see if any more questions come in. Everybody happy? Let's have some yes if everybody's happy. Okay. There is lots going on. As I say, what you really need to get involved in, first of all, particularly if you're not already making, if you're making $1,000 or $2,000 a month profit already. Wendy says, where do we access MP4? It's in your pop-ins. It should have come up on your right of your video. It's on my system over there. Just checking it on my laptop, it's showing up. It's there. So you need to download it, and then you can do what you want with it. You can upload it to iPlayer or whatever you want to do with it. You can just listen to it directly, open it up in whatever program you've got. Okay, you're happy, Wendy? Good. You're happy, Dennis happy, everybody's happy. That's good news. That's what we want, happy people. Happiness is part of your right. It's part of abundance. 7 aspects of abundance. Hope, which we touched on briefly today, and I love that thing about hope that came up. When I was searching for things, what was it? HOPE. It was helping other people everywhere. That's right, isn't it? Helping other people everywhere. I thought that was really poignant. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to complete, Jim. It doesn't matter whether I'm here or not. It's there on the server. It'll download. Yeah, if you've got a music player on your PC, it'll play it there. I use AVS to play most of my stuff, but what's the popular one? It begins with V. I don't know. If you haven't got one, just look for video players online, and you just Google it, and you'll find them there. Oh, before we go, here we go. This is what I'll do. I will give you the link to register for next week's. You can always register at sawwp.com/RMM. But that is, you have to wait for me to get around to doing it. So usually within an hour or so after the webinar finishes. But that's next week's. It's about your dream life. Are you living yours? Learn to live your dream, not somebody else's. And this is something I'm really passionate about. I think I may even write a book on it, because, as I say, it is something that so many people are living somebody else's dream, and that is not where you should be. So I will. Wendy says she never saw a link. It's under pop-ins, Wendy, on the right of your video. Pop-ins, and it's there. It's showing up, as I say, it's showing up on my laptop, so it should be there for you. It should be there for all of you. I am going to close this down now, and I'm going to redirect you to here, to the Dream Life, so that you can register for next week's. Promote it heavily, and people will be happy to join you in your business. I'm going to be, as I say, this is something that I am passionate about. I know so many people, some people that the world views as successful, and they're not happy. There's some people that are struggling along in things, doing things that they don't really want to do, because somebody else has said, this is where you should be, this is what you need, you know. So I'm excited about this next week's webinar. So go there and sign up, and I'll redirect you to that now in just a second. Pop-ins tab, top right corner, Wendy. You should have it. It's there. So that's it from me. No more questions there. Thanks for attending. Love you all. And register for next week's. And you have the link there. Promote it. And there we go. I don't know whether that worked or not. It says redirect them. And it says done, and then it comes back up. Anyway, if it's not there, sawwp.com/RMM will take you to this page within the next hour sometime. That's it from me. God bless you all, and thanks for coming. If we get back to over 50 people again, without me promoting, I will start handing out $50 handouts again. But I'm not doing it for less than 50 people. Okay? See you all next week. God bless.